Hi my friends, today we are going to make this spoon using techniques of wood turning and wood carving. Hi my friends, how are you? I hope everybody's fine. My name is Daniel Villarino. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In the last video we have been sharpening carving gouges, and I promised you that in this video we were going to do a spoon using a piece of Bradford pear. I have it here, and a combination of two techniques. One was the turning of the handle and the external part of the bowl in the lathe, on the lathe, and then the second part is going to be the actual carving of the bowl, and that we are going to do using manual tools. So that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let's get to work. After marking the centers, I inspected the position of the log bit, and it seemed to be apart from the middle point in both faces. I am going to mount the blank between centers to true it up and make a tenon. Once the blank is a cylinder, with a skew chisel I will form a dovetail tenon. I hold the piece with the chuck and I begin to shape the external part of the spoon bowl. Depending on the shape we have in mind for the spoon, we work this section of the blank. It could be a perfect sphere, or an ellipsoid, or an egg-shaped volume, with a pointy part towards the stream or even towards the handle, or any other shape that we wish. I am trying to go for a classical egg-shaped form with a pointy part towards the stream of the spoon. After sanding, I discovered a new knot, probably from a lateral small branch that was not seen in the original cylinder. I found myself in a dilemma. Should I eliminate the pit of the main branch that runs parallel to the axis, or should I eliminate this new knot? Because I did not know how deep the new knot ran, I decided to stick to the original plan and eliminate the pit. even if later I have to deal with a new knot. I mark with pencil the entrance and the exit of the pit and the knot as well, so that when I fix the piece, I will leave to the top the part of the pit that is the one to be eliminated. I use the lathe indexing system to fix completely the axis. After honing the edge of the bench chisel, I begin to slice the wood. You have to feel in what direction cuts more easily. If you see the edge going too deep or the fibers are tearing, you have to change position. Try in a different direction or with a different angle. Carving is a process. The result is achieved slowly. It does require more patience than turning. This pear tree is hardwood and it is really dry, so it is more difficult to work on it. But if the tool edge is sharp, little by little you can achieve the objective. Every so often I put my side at the height of the plane I am cutting to see if I need to level it from one side or the other, and I try to do the cuts so the surface is flat and horizontal. The tear up and resistance I am finding are because I am cutting where the pit of the branch is located. The best is to try to change position and see if I get less resistance. I rub the chromium oxide bar on the leather to get it ready for the honing of the gouge. Both the half tube and the cylinder are the correct ones for the gouge size I will use. These first cuts are a little difficult because I am cutting where the branch pit passes. Sometimes you can also achieve good results doing the cut going sort of perpendicular to the direction of the grain. I will be working from one end towards the center and then alternating to the other end also towards the center, deepening more and more the middle. In this first stage, the objective is not to do smoothing cuts but removing material. Later, when I have achieved an internal shape closer to the one I want, it will come the refining stage. Keep the gouge with optimal sharp performance, every so often we strop it. we begin to do a little more deliberate cuts, trying to refine the shape. We are going to reach a moment in which the gouge's body will begin to be hindered by the spoon rim due to the bowl depth. Then we can begin to use a curved gouge that will allow us to work easily the internal shape of the spoon bowl, as you can see in these images. Here we have already started a stage in which we will be doing lighter cuts. With the fingers we will be checking the surface to detect ridges, and so we will be working in leveling those imperfections. I will use a caliper to check the wall thickness. When I do it, I realize that the bottom is a few millimeters thicker than the rim, but since I have a knot there, I decided to catch my wings at that point, since I already achieved a nice capacity in the bowl, and then I started with the sanding. As I always do, I begin with a coarse sandpaper, and with that one I dedicate more time to even the surface. When I am satisfied, then I pass to a finer sandpaper, and so on until I reach 600 grit. I free the axis of the lathe. Off camera, I applied a little bit of abrasive paste to see how it looks. Sometimes it's convenient to apply finish to check if there are imperfections in the work and if it needs more carving or sanding. In this case, it looks pretty good. With the ball gouge, I will be reducing fast the bulk of the wood to begin to shape the spoon handle. I will use the skew chisel to refine the handle shape. I make light cuts. I use the thumb to keep the chisel against the tool rest, and the index finger has a steady rest. I am going to use a spindle gouge to make the decoration at the end of the handle. Before thinning even more the ends, I will sand everything I have done so far. With the gouge really sharp, with very soft cuts and with extreme patience, I will be working and rounding the tip of the bowl of the spoon to decrease the amount of sanding that I will have to do in that area. Perhaps I could go even thinner, but I want to do the same in the other end, and I do not want a tiny catch to destroy all the work I have done so far. For the finishing process, I will load the buffing wheel with Carnauba wax. This is a wax that comes from a palm. It is completely food safe and gives a pretty durable finish. For the internal side, I place a Jacob's chuck with a buffing cone in the headstock. I load it with Carnauba wax and I use it to buff the bowl of the spoon. Here you can appreciate the final product. Okay, my friends, there you have it, the spoon in pear tree. This is a beautiful wood. I think I like pretty much the end of the handle over there. The bowl is kind of deep and beautiful wood. So next video we are going to make another spoon, this time only using carving techniques. I hope you enjoyed this video. If that's the case, please don't forget to mark the like button below. Make comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. There appears the button to facilitate the subscription. And it will be until the next one. Cheers!